Hello everybody, Shinjo here, welcome back to the channel and to my top 10 anime Pokemon characters. I have to specify that before the video starts because I am focusing solely on characters exclusive to the anime and only what they did in the anime. For example, Blue, your rival from the Gen 1 and all the remake games, is different from Gary Oak from the Pokemon anime. There are two separate characters and I'll only be describing what they do in the anime. And obviously the more screen time that a character has makes them more likely to be on this list. For example, I'm not going to pick Angie from the Sinnoh region that was a recurring character in the anime. While I might like their character, screen time is definitely a big part of it. And as well how big of an impact they made on me. Obviously, this is all my interpretation and my own personal opinion, so I hope you enjoy. Barely making it at number 10 is Silent from the Pokemon Unova anime. I don't know what the general consensus is with Silent. I personally love his character. I love Jason Griffith's performance in the dub of it, and even Mamoru Miyano in the Japanese version both do an excellent job with him, and his over-the-top personality is honestly really endearing. Some people might find him annoying, but I personally find him charming. Number 9 is Lana. Again, a fun character. I don't think she's necessarily underrated or overrated. Obviously, the game she didn't play is big of a part, but I love her anime persona and how she's constantly joking around and pulling pranks on people. But unfortunately, she doesn't really have much development at the end of the show. Her Popplio evolves, but that's really about it. I like her backstory with Mallow, but realistically, she doesn't change drastically by the end of the show. At number 8, we have Serena. This might be one that gets me flamed in the comment section. I do like Serena, I will say that. But I do feel like her turnaround and her development after cutting her hair is a little bit overrated, much like a lot of the Kalos anime. But I do like her character at the start of the show. I do like her development moments that she has. Her relationship with Ash is what caused her to be this far back in my opinion, because other girls before her might have been paired with Ash. But realistically, none of them actually had a chance. But taking Ash out of the equation of this for a minute, she's still a fun character, and I do like her development moments. At number 7, fresh off the heels of the new anime, is Liko. It was honestly really hard because from the main 3, Liko, Roy, and Dot, I do enjoy all 3 of them, but I enjoy Liko the most out of the 3 at the moment, from episode 17, because that's all that's out at this point. I do like how she's much different from Ash in comparison to being a protagonist. I do like how she is kind of shy and backwards and not sure how to communicate with people. And I just enjoy seeing her on screen because of her over-the-top reactions. I really hope she keeps it up. At number 6, we have May from the Hoenn region. Honestly, for the longest time, May was my favorite Pokegirl. I think, to an extent, she still kind of is. I do like how she was different from Misty, where she wasn't always antagonistic towards Ash. They just butted heads sometimes. I like that Ash played the mentor role for her, and then she came back later to do that for other characters as well. Overall, May is a fun character and definitely a breath of fresh air after Misty left. Right in the middle of the list is Dawn. I know I just said that May's my favorite Pokegirl, but this is honestly a coin flip. I decided to hold a higher regard to Dawn being so overconfident at the start of the show and learning to fail compared to May. While I do like both of them, considering they're both coordinators, I do like that Dawn was in over her head at the start and had to learn lessons the hard way. I don't think I'm alone with that, because clearly the Pokemon Journey staff liked her as well, considering she kept on coming back. At number 4 is Paul. my absolute favorite rival of Ash. I really like him. I like the backstory that he has with getting Chimchar, traveling through the Pokemon regions like Ash, eventually meeting up with Ash, him abandoning Chimchar, and all of that culminating towards the Sinnoh League. I've talked to death about this stuff, but I think people generally like this part of the show. Fortunately, at number 3, one spot above Paul, is Ash, as it should be. I was contemplating on whether I should include Ash, but he's the world champion now. It would be a crime not to include him. There are definitely some high parts to Ash's character, like Hoenn and Sinnoh, but there are definitely some low parts to his character, like the Unova region. But overall, Ash has been the same goofy person the whole show. He's had some development changes and some serious moments, but overall, he's still just Ash. Especially the impact after Ash left the anime still resonates now. The runner-up spot, and this may be an unpopular opinion, is Stefan. I am upset that I couldn't find a better picture than this, first of all, but even though I put him above Paul, I wouldn't really consider him a rival for Ash. Like, obviously he is a rival, but he's more friendly. When I talk about rival, I consider characters like Gary Oak, Trip, Paul, the big rival for the series that Ash is always striving towards, where Stefan was always just a friend. I just like Stefan's goofy nature, and I wish they would have utilized him more. I love that he is voiced by Darren Dunstan, but outside of a few moments, you wouldn't be able to tell because he sounds so different from Pegasus. Overall, for characters like Stefan and Silent at the start of the video, I really like the dub performances that the VAs gave them, which transitions perfectly into my number 1 spot, James, from all of Pokemon. What can I say? James is an amazing character. First of all, talking about what I just mentioned, his dub performances are amazing. Eric Stewart's performance as James through the largest chunk of the Pokemon anime is really memorable to me. James easily has the best lines in all of Pokemon. But even taking that out for a minute, his love of Pokemon. A lot of his Pokemon he didn't even have to battle to capture. He befriended Cacnea, he befriended Chimecho, he had Carnivine since he was a child, his Growly. So many of his Pokemon have become close friends to him, and it's just really heartwarming to see James care so much about his Pokemon. Especially to the point where he was willing to release his Inkay in the Kalos region because he thought that was best for it. James is just an underrated character, both from dub performance, but also his love and compassion for Pokemon. But those are my top 10 Pokemon characters. Obviously I did pull from the main group of Ash's friends and a handful of his rivals, but I didn't want to pick a random one-off character, as much as there might be a situation like that. Let me know what you think down below, and it's only top 10, so there's clearly so many more characters that I could have included but didn't. But let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Momentai.